Aging is one of the greatest mysteries of life. From the moment we're born, our bodies begin a slow countdown. Cells divide, organs mature, and time etches itself into our skin. But have you ever stopped to ask, why do we age at all? Why can't we stay young forever? Is aging simply wear and tear? Or is there something deeper going on inside us? In this video, we'll take you on a journey into the biology, chemistry, and evolution of aging. We'll explore the real reasons behind wrinkles, memory loss, and declining energy, and the cutting-edge science trying to slow it down. From ancient theories of life force to modern discoveries in DNA damage and telomeres, aging is far more complex than it appears. It's not just a side effect of living. It might actually be built into the very code of life itself. Whether you're 18 or 80, this topic affects you. Aging doesn't wait for permission. It shapes your body, your mind, and even your relationships. But understanding it might help us unlock more years, and better ones. So buckle up as we dive into the mechanics of time and learn what's really happening beneath the surface when we grow old. You might just discover that aging isn't what you thought it was. Every second, millions of your cells are dividing, repairing, or dying. Aging begins at this microscopic level. Over time, cells lose their ability to function efficiently. They accumulate damage, make more mistakes during replication, and eventually stop dividing altogether, a state known as senescence. Senescent cells are like broken machines left running. They don't help the body, but they also refuse to shut down. They release inflammatory signals that can damage surrounding tissues, leading to diseases like cancer or Alzheimer's. One of the key players in cellular aging is DNA damage. Every time a cell divides, its DNA is copied, but not perfectly. Over time, these errors build up. Exposure to UV rays, pollution, or even metabolic processes can accelerate this damage. Another factor is oxidative stress. Our cells produce energy through a process that also generates free radicals, unstable molecules that can attack proteins and DNA. Although our bodies have antioxidant defenses, they weaken with age, tipping the balance. Mitochondria, the energy factories of the cell, also play a role. They age too, producing less energy and more waste. Damaged mitochondria are linked to fatigue, muscle loss, and chronic illness in older adults. Importantly, not all damage is random. Some researchers believe aging is partly programmed, a byproduct of genes that once helped us survive but now work against us later in life. In short, aging isn't just about one thing breaking. It's a slow, cascading failure across trillions of cells. And while we often notice aging on the outside, it's deep inside where the real battle begins. Understanding this microscopic world is the first step to unlocking longevity. If we can slow cell damage, we might one day delay aging itself. Imagine each chromosome in your cells like a shoelace. At the end of that lace is a protective cap called a telomere. Telomeres are repetitive DNA sequences that act as buffers during cell division, preventing the loss of important genetic material. Every time a cell divides, its telomeres get shorter. Eventually, they become too short to protect the chromosome, triggering a response that halts cell division or leads to cell death. This process is one of the main biological clocks driving aging. In young, healthy cells, an enzyme called telomerase can rebuild telomeres. But in most adult cells, telomerase activity is limited or completely shut down. This natural limit may have evolved to prevent cancer, but it also limits regeneration. Shortened telomeres are associated with a range of age-related diseases, including cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and neurodegeneration. In lab animals, artificially extending telomeres has shown promising effects on lifespan and health span. However, increasing telomerase in humans is risky. Since cancer cells often activate telomerase to become immortal, boosting this enzyme could increase the risk of tumors. It's a delicate trade-off between renewal and regulation. Some lifestyle factors appear to influence telomere length. Chronic stress, poor diet, and lack of sleep may accelerate telomere shortening. Conversely, exercise, meditation, and a healthy diet may slow the process slightly. So far, Telomeres are one of the clearest biological markers of aging. They tell a story not just of time passing, but of the choices we make each day, and how they affect our cells. Studying telomeres has given scientists a unique window into the aging process, and perhaps one day, a path toward controlling it. From an evolutionary standpoint, aging seems counterproductive. Why would nature allow us to weaken and die? Shouldn't natural selection favor traits that keep us strong and fertile forever? The answer lies in reproduction. Evolution prioritizes traits that help us pass on our genes, not necessarily ones that keep us alive forever. Once we've reproduced, nature's job is done. Aging is collateral damage. One leading theory is called the disposable soma theory. It suggests that organisms have limited energy. They must choose between investing in reproduction or in long-term maintenance of the body, the soma. Evolution favors reproduction. As a result, repair mechanisms become less efficient with age. Our bodies weren't designed to last forever, just long enough to raise the next generation. After that, the pressure to stay alive diminishes from an evolutionary perspective. There are exceptions. Species like turtles, whales, and some trees show little to no aging for decades. This phenomenon, called negligible senescence, raises questions about whether aging is truly inevitable. Interestingly, animals with fewer predators or slower metabolisms often live longer. This supports the idea that aging is not just wear and tear, but a trait shaped by environmental pressures and life strategy. Evolution may have also built in aging as a way to make room for younger generations. In this sense, death ensures renewal, and the survival of the species as a whole. Understanding aging through the lens of evolution reframes it as a trade-off, not a flaw. It's not that nature failed us, it simply made a different choice. This perspective helps explain why aging exists at all, and why it's so hard to turn off. As we age, our hormones begin to change dramatically. These chemical messengers regulate everything from metabolism and muscle growth to mood and immunity. And when hormone levels decline, the signs of aging become more visible and more disruptive. In men, testosterone decreases, leading to reduced strength, libido, and energy. In women, menopause brings a sharp drop in estrogen and progesterone, which affects everything from bone density to skin elasticity and emotional balance. But hormones don't just fade with age, they can also trigger inflammation, one of aging's most destructive forces. Chronic low-grade inflammation, nicknamed inflammaging, slowly damages tissues and organs over time. Inflammation is meant to protect the body from injury or infection. But with age, the immune system becomes less efficient. It overreacts to minor threats, or no threat at all, flooding the body with inflammatory chemicals. This chronic inflammation is linked to nearly every age-related disease: arthritis, diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer's, and even depression. It's like a fire that never fully goes out, quietly damaging systems from the inside. The gut microbiome, our internal ecosystem of bacteria, also plays a role. As we age, the diversity and balance of gut bacteria shifts, affecting digestion, immunity, and brain function. Hormonal therapies and anti-inflammatory diets are being studied as potential ways to slow or ease aging. Some show promise, but there are risks and trade-offs that require more research. Ultimately, aging is not just a process of decline, it's a cascade of interconnected changes, many of which begin with internal chemical shifts. And the more we understand these signals, the better we can learn to manage the symptoms of aging. For centuries, humanity has searched for the fountain of youth. Today, science is closer than ever to turning that dream into reality. But can we really stop aging, or even reverse it? One of the most promising areas of research is senolytics, drugs designed to remove senescent, zombie, cells from the body. In animal studies, clearing these cells has extended lifespan and improved physical function. Another frontier is gene therapy. Scientists are experimenting with ways to reset the biological clock in cells by modifying certain genes. In mice, this has even reversed some signs of aging, like organ damage and poor eyesight. Artificial intelligence is also being used to analyze massive amounts of health data to predict and possibly delay age-related diseases. The goal isn't just to live longer, but to extend health span, the years we live without illness. Companies are racing to develop anti-aging treatments, from customized supplements to cell reprogramming. Some researchers believe aging could one day be classified as a disease, a condition we can treat or even cure. But ethical questions arise. Who will have access to these technologies? What happens to society when people live to 120 or more? Will it increase inequality or challenge the meaning of life and death? Still, the possibilities are breathtaking. Instead of fearing old age, we may one day manage it like any other condition, delaying its effects, extending youth, and living fuller, healthier lives. Whether we stop the clock or simply slow it down, one thing is clear: the science of aging is no longer science fiction. It's happening now.